How can you turn your professional expertise, personal experience, or even your hobbies or interests into a steady stream of income for a secure retirement? Well, stay tuned, because in this video I'm sharing ways that you can turn your expertise into income for more freedom, flexibility, and fun after 50. Hi, I'm Dawn from the Unretirees, and last year, as my husband and I were approaching the traditional retirement age, we decided we didn't want to retire, but we didn't want to put off our dreams of living abroad and traveling the world either. So today we live and work remotely from the Silver Coast of Portugal. And on this channel, we talk about living abroad, building flexible income streams, and travel over 50. If you want to see more of this type of content, we invite you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell notification so you never miss a new video. We also have an Instagram and a free weekly newsletter. We'll leave links to both of those in the description below. Now, the first way to turn your expertise into income is through a newsletter. Now, you might be saying, Dawn, that is hardly groundbreaking. People have been sending email newsletters for decades. And yes, that is true. But typically, email newsletters have been used to promote a business, to sell a product or service. But over the last few years, newsletters have really evolved to be a business in itself. You can send out a newsletter that is a paid subscription. Companies like Substack and Beehive and others are making this very easy to do. But that's not the only way that you can earn income by sharing your expertise through a newsletter. You can also refer products and earn affiliate commissions. You can sell advertising to companies. And of course, you can always sell your own products and services. Now, I love newsletters for a couple of reasons. Number one, I love to write. So if you love to write as well, this is a really great outlet for your expertise and to make connections. But I also love that it's something that you can do in your pajamas and a messy bun, because you never have to put your face on a video to send out a newsletter. Now, you can send a newsletter daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. I think if you're serious about earning an income online, you probably want to be looking at the daily or weekly. But there are newsletters for just about any topic under the sun. One of my favorite examples of this is that there is a newsletter that is just dedicated to mushrooms. So whatever it is that your professional expertise is, your interests, your hobbies, if it's something that you are passionate about writing about, I think newsletters are a really great way to do that. A pro tip here is that I think Beehive is best in class for this. They make it easy to earn from your newsletter. There's a few different ways that you can do that. I'll probably do a separate video about that. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. By the way, if you want to do a deep dive into this, I have written a book called Expertise into Income: Escape the Grind, Do Work You Love, and Achieve Financial Freedom. And I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. So another great way to turn your expertise into income is to start a coaching business. Now, there are a few different ways to start a coaching business, and this can be a bit of a hot button, so let me explain. The first way is that you get certified through an organization like ICF. Now, this is for people who maybe want to be life coaches, and it involves an investment, and it also requires hours and hours of training. And let's face it, if you're going to hire a life coach, you probably want somebody who's had some training. So that is one way to start a coaching business, but it is not the only way. The second way to start a coaching business is what I like to call the franchise model. And this means that you are plugging into somebody else's framework that has already been proven, and a company that already has a high level of trust, and you're plugging into a pre-made system. So let me give you some examples. Let's say that you wanted to be a financial coach. You might want to get trained through Dave Ramsey's coaching certification program. Or if you want to be a business coach, you might want to be trained through Donald Miller's Story Brand coaching program. You will need to make an investment of both time and money, but you're probably going to have an easier time getting clients because clients already are familiar with those brands and trust that process. So that's certified coaching, and then also what I call franchise coaching. And then the third one is what I call program coaching. And this is just simply a coaching program that helps people achieve a specific result. Let me give you an example. So let's say that I have a new Instagram and I have 0 followers and I need someone to help me grow to my first 10,000 followers. Well, to achieve that, I probably don't need to work with a coach who has spent hours and hours and hours of training, getting certified. I need somebody who has achieved what I'm trying to achieve and has developed a framework step by step that is going to help me get that exact same result. Now, program coaching can cover any number of topics. There are all kinds of topics. You can help people get a job. You can help people launch a business. You can help people build their email list. There are a lot of different ways to use program coaching to turn your expertise into income. I've run a coaching business for 8 years. I love it. I think this is a very rewarding type of business to run. Now, there's a few different ways that coaches typically deliver services. So the first one is one-to-one coaching. The second one is group coaching. And the third one is through digital products. Typically, what a lot of coaches that I know and have worked with do is that they start with that one-on-one coaching. That's where they start to build their testimonials. They start to fine-tune their framework that they've put together. They find out what the common questions are that people ask. And then they move into group coaching. Now, group coaching means that you can coach more people at the same time, which means you can scale your income, you're getting even more feedback, and then finally taking all of that feedback that you've learned, putting it into a digital product and selling that and scaling up that way. By the way, if you are somebody who is already sharing your expertise online, we'd love to hear what your experience is. Tell us the kind of expertise you share and where people can find you in the comments. We'd love to cheer you on. Now, the next one is a YouTube channel. Now, I like YouTube because pretty much anyone can start. If you have an internet connection, a smartphone, and a window with some natural light, then you have everything you need to get started. Now, there's a few different ways that you can make money from the expertise that you share through a YouTube channel. The number one most common one is their YouTube Partner Program. Now, there are ways to earn money on YouTube, but the most popular is this partner program, which requires 4,000 watch hours and at least 1,000 subscribers. And once you reach that threshold, then you get a share of the ad revenue that YouTube charges to advertisers who advertise at the beginning of each video. Now, there's a couple of pros for a YouTube channel in terms of sharing your expertise. Probably one of my favorites is the fact that every video you post, once you publish it, can continue to make money for you months or even years after you publish it. I'll give you an example from our channel. Several months ago, I think about 6 months ago or so, we published a video called something like how much it costs to move to Portugal. When we were making the move to Portugal, we didn't see any information like this, so we wanted to do a video. Now, the video did okay, and over the months that followed, it earned some revenue, it earned some views, it was fine. And then about a month ago, the election results came in the United States, and suddenly that video took off. And I think it's made as much revenue in the last 30 days, 6 months after we published it, than it did when we first published it. So when you have a YouTube channel, you have this entire backlog of videos that people can watch at any time. You really do earn money when you sleep. There's a lot of other advantages to YouTube, but that's probably my favorite one. There are some cons to it, however. It can take a while before you actually start earning, and putting together YouTube videos takes a lot of time. And so you're going to be working for free for months. Some people work for free for years. And even if you do get monetized in a short time frame, in like the first 90 days like we did, it's probably going to be a while before you start to see enough income where you feel like the time and effort is worth it. So you've got to really love the process because you will be working for free or for very little money for a while. Next is digital products. Now, this category is pretty wide. It can include a lot of different things. It can include ebooks or PDFs. It can include downloadable art or templates, planners, that sort of thing. So this is something that is pretty easy to put together. There are really big digital products like full-length books that take longer. For example, the Expertise into Income book, which I'll leave a link for in the description below. But there's also just very simple things that you can create and you can launch. When I had my coaching business, for example, I had a planner that I had put together. I couldn't find any planner that worked for me, and so I had this single planner page, and I used it religiously every single day. It was the only thing that kept me focused all day long, and I used it for years without ever thinking about it until one day I thought, well, what if I just made this available on the internet? And so I did, and it was downloaded more than 1,000 times. And so I would say just think about what you already use, what you've already created, information that you already have available. And I'm guessing you have a depth of expertise in a lot of different areas, things like professional expertise or hobbies or just things you've been through in life or how you plan around your household or organize your household. There's things that you're doing every day that people will actually pay for. And so when you turn that into a digital product, you can start earning from that right away. Now, there's some pros for a digital product. Number one is that it's probably the fastest way to start earning online of all of the things that I'm talking about in this video. The other thing is that you create it once and you can continue to earn forever from that digital product. And if you have one digital product that works, you can always add more and continue to scale your business that way. So the next one on the list is a podcast. And now, if you're a big podcast listener, maybe you've already thought of this, or maybe you're already sharing your expertise this way, but there's a few different ways to run a podcast. Number one, you can do it all yourself, where you create all of your own content. Number two, you can do it with someone, kind of bounce ideas off of each other, or you can do it interview style, where you have a new guest every week. And that's a really great way to do it because you have guests on and they promote your podcast. It's a great way to grow. Now, there's a few different ways that you can make money with a podcast. Number one is, as always, you can refer products and earn that affiliate commission. You may have people who want to sponsor your podcast or run paid ads. You can also sell products and services through your podcast. Now, you will need a few things to get started. You're going to need a good microphone. If you decide to video record it so that you can also share it on YouTube, then you're going to want to have that software, and you'll also want to have a hosting platform for your podcast. Now, there are some pros and cons to this. Pro is like the newsletter. You don't have to show your face. You're behind a camera. You can do it in your pajamas if you want to, unless you're recording it and putting it on YouTube. And the other way is that I just think podcasts are a really intimate way to communicate with your audience. It's one of my favorite formats, and it's really easy to start. However, like some of these other things that I mentioned, it can take a while to build up an audience. Next on the list is online memberships. This is a great option if you love building community, engaging in community, getting people connected through community. This is a really phenomenal option. Now, an online membership just means that people pay a monthly subscription in order to get access to exclusive content that you deliver. There is something to consider here, however, and that is that it is an ongoing commitment. So unlike a digital product where you create it once and then you can sell it for days, weeks, months, years, whatever, an online membership is typically fresh content that is being added every month, every week, whatever the schedule or rhythm is that you set up. For some people, they love that, especially if you're someone who loves building and engaging with community. That can be a huge pro. But if you're somebody who really likes to have a bit more freedom and be more project-based, then this might be something to consider. And if you want to see more ways to earn an income over 50, watch this video.